Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized.
First, I'd like to thank Chairman Nunes, who has once again proven an invaluable partner on the Intelligence Committee. The fiscal year 2017 Intelligence Authorization Act is the fourth major piece of bipartisan legislation that we advanced together in less than 18 months. That is no small feat. Working together, we have proven yet again what this body can achieve when the country's interests are put first, solving real problems for each and every American as well as for people around the world, supporting the men and women of the best and most capable intelligence community who work day and night to keep us safe, while ensuring strict oversight of even the most highly classified activities. Chairman Nunes and I don't agree on everything, nor should we. We have different perspectives, and we speak for an even broader group of representatives in the body as a whole. There are provisions I wish had been in this bill, and some I wish were not in the bill. I know my majority colleagues feel the same way about other provisions. I also believe we could have done this bill under more open rule. But because we all rolled up our sleeves and worked together, the bill before us today is an exceptional work product, and I'm very proud to support it. It's also an honest bill. There are no budget gimmicks to evade spending commitments, and while the bill contains a classified annex and schedule of authorizations, each and every page has been available and will remain available to every member for review. This bill also reaffirms one of my core convictions borne out by the other three bills our committee has passed, that privacy and security can and must coexist. The bill funds and authorizes vital programs and activities of the U.S. intelligence community, including the Department of Defense intelligence elements. At the same time, the IAA's several hundred pages provide detailed guidance, strict authorization, and clear limitations on the IC's activities. Turning to more specifics, this year's IAA authorizes intelligence funding nearly equivalent to the President's budget request, which is about the same level as fiscal year 2016's enacted budget level. The base budget authorization is nearly equal to the President's request, and the overseas contingency operations authorization is roughly 1.5% above the request. The bill trims some unnecessary funding and reprioritizes resource allocations, adds money to underfunded programs, and provides congressional direction to ensure greater accountability, transparency, efficiency within the IC. It also fences or restricts the spending of significant amounts of money to ensure continuous IC accountability throughout the year. The IAA also addresses key strategic questions that we have been asking over the course of the year. First, are we focusing too much on the threats of the day at the expense of the threats of tomorrow? We do not have the luxury of choosing our challenges. Over the years, we have spent significant resources on counterterrorism priorities in the Middle East and South Asia, and of course, we must continue to focus on counterterrorism, particularly with the enduring threat of ISIL. But at the same time, we cannot disregard our near-peer competitors such as China and Russia, whose increasing adventurism challenges our interests and influence abroad and threatens our allies and partners. I'm pleased this year's IAA strikes a better balance between the near-term threats and longer-term challenges that we face. Second, are we sufficiently protecting what we currently have, whether in space, at sea, or in the cyber realm? Our space, cyber, and sea assets are the most advanced in the world, but unless we are careful, they will become increasingly vulnerable. To better secure them, this bill wisely invests in cyber and security chain security, as well as in resilience and other means of protection. Third, are we leveraging commercial products and services while at the same time making investments in revolutionary technologies that do not yet have commercial application? We have the world's most productive and innovative private sector, particularly when it comes to space. We must leverage and support it wherever we can, which I'm pleased the IAA does. At the same time, this bill recognizes that government must invest in the most advanced, game-changing technologies that do not yet have a market. Fourth, are we recruiting, training, and developing the most effective and diverse workforce, as well as leveraging foreign intelligence relationships and building foreign partner capacity? The U.S. has the most advanced and reliable intelligence community in the world. Wherever I travel, I'm continually impressed and inspired when I meet these brave and talented women and men. This bill identifies ways to further support and improve the workforce by expanding diversity in the IC, promoting travel, and supporting language training. It also provides critical support to build the capacity of foreign partner services and does so strategically in a way that helps ensure the utmost professionalism and respect for the rule of law. As is the case with nearly all legislation, as I mentioned at the outset, this bill is not perfect. For years, I have pushed the administration and Congress to support the publication of an annual report on the number of combatants and non-combatants killed in lethal strikes. Despite our best efforts to ensure to a near certainty that no civilians will be killed or injured, sometimes strikes do result in civilian casualties, and it's important that we acknowledge these accidents, learn from them, and be open about them. At the same time, greater transparency can help narrow the perception gap between what really happens and what is reported or sent out as propaganda. Soon the administration will release the first accountability report on non-combatant casualties and injuries. This is a good thing. But I also believe that there is a value and a statutory requirement to make this executive action permanent, ensuring that our commitment to transparency extends beyond the term of the current administration. This is an issue that I believe the IAA or NDAA should have addressed, and I'll continue to work with my colleagues to push for this change to be codified into law. As I said at the outset, this bill is truly bipartisan, carefully refined, and an honest effort to secure our nation while safeguarding privacy and civil liberties. I'm proud to support this year's Intelligence Authorization Act and urge my colleagues to do the same. Once again, I want to thank you, Chairman Nunes, and all of the members of HPSI. I look forward to working with the Senate, the administration, and with all my colleagues throughout the remainder of this Congress to further improve the bill as it progresses to the President's desk. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I reserve the balance.